solution, the term that will follow 17 will be addition of 4. We have 4 to this, then it will be 17 plus 4, and that is 21. Then the next one will be 21 plus 4, and that is 25. While the next one will be 25 plus 4, and that becomes 29. That means the numbers that will fill in these 3 spaces will definitely be 21, 25, and 29. So the answer to the question A will be 21, 25, and 29. To question B, we have the first term to be 2, the second term is 6, while the third term is 18. If we study this closely, we will discover that when 3 is multiplied by the first term, you have the second term. When 3 is multiplied by the second term, we have the third term. When 3 is multiplied by the third term, we have the fourth term. So it can be deduced that the 3 consecutive terms will definitely be 162 multiplied by 3, and that gives 681. Then that is 486. That is 486. While the next one will be 486 multiplied by 3, and that will be this is 14. So 1,458. 1,458. Then the next one will be 1458 multiplied by 3, and that will be that will be 4,374. That means that from the calculation here, it can be deduced that the next 3 consecutive terms will be 486, 1,458, and 4,374. These are the 3 consecutive terms. Then the last one, if you look at the number C, we discover that 10 then followed by 9. That means 1 must have been deducted from this to have this. 9 to 7, 2 must have been deducted. Then 7 to 4, that means 3 must have been deducted. 4 to 0, 4 must have been deducted. 0 to minus 5 means 5 must have been deducted. Minus 5 to minus 11 means 6 must have been deducted. Automatically, the next one will be, to the C part, minus 11 minus 7, that is minus 18. Then progressively, the next one will be minus 18 minus 8, that will be minus 26. Then minus 26 minus 9, that will be minus 35. So it means that this is minus 1, this is minus 2, this is minus 3, this is minus 4, this is minus 5, this is minus 6. So the next one is minus 7, which is minus 18, followed by minus 8, which is minus 26, then followed by minus 9, which is minus 35. So the missing number will be 18, minus 18, minus 26, and minus 35. So for question number 1A, the answer is 21, 25, and 29. Then for the B part, it will be 486, 1,458, and 4,374. And for the C part, it will be minus 18, minus 26, and minus 35. It can be deduced from example 1 that there is a common difference that exists between the successive terms. So automatically that brings us to what is known as arithmetic arithmetic progression. In the arithmetic progression, which is also known as AP, we have some terms that are very critical. And this term, I will introduce the first one, which is known as the nth term. The nth term. The nth term. So, and it's usually denoted by UN, which is equivalent to A plus N minus 1D. So this is the formula for calculating the nth term of arithmetic progression. Then the next is the one we call the sum. The sum is also denoted by Sn, which is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1d. So this is another important formula in AP. Then we talk about the first term. The first term, the second term, the third term, and so on and so forth. When we talk about the first term is denoted by A, while the second term is denoted by A plus D. The third term is denoted by A plus 2D, and that is derived from the use of the formula for the nth term. For the nth term, which is UN equals to A plus N minus 1D. Here, when we are talking about the first term, in the first term, that implies that your N is 1. So when N is 1, your U1 will now be A plus 1 minus 1D. And U1 will now be A plus 1 minus 1, that is 0, times D, 0. So therefore your U1 will now be A. And that is what accounts for the first term. The second term, that is second term, is where your N is equal to 2. So when we substitute this into the formula for calculating the nth term of an AP, it will also be written as U2, which will now be A plus 2 minus 1D, where N is 2. So automatically, when we evaluate this, then we have A plus 2 minus 1 times D. So, and that is what accounts for this formula. So your second term is A plus D. So automatically, this one can derive the formula for the successive term using the nth term formula. So example 2, find the fifth term and eighth terms of the sequence whose nth term is 2n plus 1. So we have A 2n plus 1. Then B, we have 3 minus 5n. The question asks us to look for the fifth term and eighth term. 8 terms, the fifth and the eighth terms. So in this situation, we consider the A part, which is 2n plus 1. So in this situation, once we are to look for the fifth term, automatically at this point your n is 5. So substituting n into this expression, we have 2 into 5 plus 1. So, and 2 times 5, that gives 10. 10 plus 1, 11. So that means that according to what the question asks us to look for to find the fifth term, that means the fifth term with respect to this expression is 11 for the first case. Then if you talk about the 8th term, in that situation your n is equal to 8. So when we substitute this 8 into this expression, we have 2 into 8 plus 1, and 2 times 8, that's 16, plus 1, that gives us 17. Therefore, that means the 8th term with respect to this expression is 17. Then the B part, which has the expression 3 minus 5n. Here, when n is 5 for the 5th term, automatically we have 3 minus 5 into 5, and this gives us 3 minus 25, and that is minus 22. That means for this expression, the 5th term is minus 22. Then, with respect to 8th term, so in that situation, for the 8th term, where n is 8, we substitute that into this expression, we're going to have 3 minus 5 into 8, and which implies that 3 minus 5 times 8, that's minus 40. So 3 minus 40, that gives us minus 37. So based on the workings so far, it has been deduced that for the expression 2n plus 1, for the 5th term, it is 11. It is 11. The answer is 11. And for 8th term,